Now about the state's response to this coronavirus outbreak. Governor Holcomb today says he will dip into the state's $2 billion reserve to help those out of work because of the virus. News 8's Richard Essex is at the State House tonight with more on that. Richard.
Well, also at the end of February, state revenues were starting to trend up almost $100 million. Indiana was well positioned financially coming into this crisis, but for how long is the question. At the end of February, 2,100 people in the last week of February filed their initial claims for unemployment insurance. At the end of last week, 53,000 people signed up for unemployment insurance for the first time. That's almost a 2,900% increase in just a matter of weeks. Marion County unemployment claims are up over the same time period of 3,200%. The state collects just over $2 billion in sales tax every year. That money pays for public safety, education, and other programs. At the onset of this crisis, the state pushed back the filing date for state income tax from April till July. All tax revenue collections statewide are expected to be off significantly for the next several weeks, possibly several months.
We will be using our reserves to maintain our priority services and those required by this public emergency. Some of those include fronting payments for PP&E, the personal protective equipment, helping front some of the costs until reimbursement on UI staffing and resources.
In times of crisis, we are all told that we have to take a look at certain programs. The state is evaluating every program that is not considered to be essential to the operation of the state. Now, the state is expecting to receive about $1.2 billion from the federal government. That will help ease some of this financial crisis, but we still have an awful long way to go. In downtown Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, News 8.
All right, Richard, thanks so much. Toyota workers will be staying at home a little longer due to the coronavirus. The car maker announced just in the last half hour production will continue to be suspended through April 17th. This is at all car and component plants in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Well, desperately needed protective equipment is headed to healthcare workers across the state. We were there today as the National Guard members helped pick it up to ship it out. News 8's David Williams has more.
Think of what's inside these boxes as real, tangible tools to help stop the spread of the new coronavirus.
Inside of the pallets are personnel protective equipment, and that is the equipment that the providers wear in order to prevent them from contracting the virus.
We're talking N95 masks, face shields, surgical gowns, face masks, and exam gloves. State Health Commissioner Dr. Chris Bach said Wednesday the state got at least 4 trucks worth of supplies. All of it will go directly to Indiana healthcare workers fighting on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic.
It's vitally important. Without that protective equipment, they could expose themselves to the virus.
These boxes, which come from the federal government's strategic national stockpile of medical supplies, are headed to hospitals and county health departments across the state.
It's hugely important because we know it nationwide and also here in Indiana, those things are so vital, but they're also running out. Day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute.
It's a huge coordinated effort with Indiana's National Guard, Indiana State Police, and Indiana's Department of Transportation.
When we get that phone call, we're going to make sure you get what you need.
The state has approved at least 135 companies to help, including RV and auto manufacturers switching lines to help make shields, masks, and other personal protective equipment.
So I'll tell you, inside of Indiana, Governor Holcomb's strategy to mitigate this virus is working.
Indiana State Police, who is escorting all of these supplies, tells me they will reach their county health departments and hospitals across the state by the end of today. In Indianapolis, I'm David Williams, Wish TV, News 8.